miles away from the television cameras and the endless speculation filling the evening news. Daniel drifted in and out of consciousness beneath the shattered remains of the aircraft. The impact had thrown him clear of the cabin just seconds before flames consumed what was left of the jet. Every breath felt heavier than the last as freezing rain soaked his clothes, and the pain from his injuries spread through his body. He tried to move, but twisted metal pinned one of his legs against the rocky ground. His vision blurred each time he lifted his head. Yet one thought refused to leave him. Emily. He could still picture her standing on the porch that morning, smiling as she reminded him to call when he landed. That memory became stronger than the pain. It gave him a reason to keep fighting, even as darkness threatened to pull him away. Hours passed before the distant sound of helicopter blades echoed through the mountains. Daniel gathered every bit of strength he had left and struck a loose piece of metal against the wreckage. The sound was weak, almost lost beneath the wind, but it was enough. One of the rescue workers noticed movement where everyone else expected only silence. Within minutes, emergency crews rushed toward him. His pulse was faint, his injuries severe, but he was alive. Daniel was airlifted to a regional trauma hospital where surgeons worked through the night to save his life. Broken ribs, internal bleeding, a fractured leg, and a serious head injury left him in critical condition. Doctors warned that the next 48 hours would determine whether he survived. Because the crash site had been so badly damaged and communication between agencies was overwhelmed by the disaster, confusion spread quickly. Passenger lists were incomplete. Identification took longer than expected, and news organizations reported that everyone on board had perished. No one realized that Daniel had been admitted to a hospital several counties away under emergency procedures before his identity had been fully confirmed. As machines quietly monitored every heartbeat, the outside world mourned a man who was still holding on to life. Days turned into weeks. Daniel remained unconscious while investigators continued their work. And every hour that passed made it easier for people to believe there would never be a miracle. Back home, Emily refused to accept condolences she believed came too soon. She spent every day calling investigators, hospitals, and rescue coordinators, hoping someone would tell her that another survivor had been found. Each conversation ended the same way. There was no new information. Friends encouraged her to prepare for the funeral, but preparing felt like surrender. She stared at Daniel's empty chair every evening, unable to bring herself to move the coffee mug he had used the morning he left. Sleep became almost impossible. Every sound outside made her wonder if his car had finally returned. Every knock at the door filled her heart with hope before reality crushed it once again. Yet, while Emily struggled to hold herself together, another conversation was taking place behind closed doors inside the Carter family mansion. Margaret sat with Daniel's younger brother, Richard, and the family's attorney. They discussed company ownership, financial accounts, and the future of faces remained calm, almost businesslike, as though Daniel's absence had become an opportunity instead of a tragedy. Margaret insisted the company had to remain under family control before outsiders interfered. Richard agreed without hesitation, quietly asking how soon everything could legally be transferred. 3 weeks after the crash, the funeral took place beneath gray skies. Hundreds of employees, friends, neighbors, and business partners came to honor the man they believed had changed countless lives. Because investigators had recovered only limited remains from the wreckage, the ceremony centered around a beautifully crafted casket that symbolized loss more than certainty. Emily stood beside it, wearing the same wedding ring Daniel had placed on her finger 11 years earlier. Her eyes remained fixed on the polished wood as memories filled her mind. She remembered their first apartment, the nights they survived on little more than hope, the promises they whispered to each other when success still seemed impossible, and the gentle smile Daniel wore every morning before leaving for work. She could hear his voice as clearly as if he were standing beside her. When the service ended and mourners slowly walked away, Emily lingered beside the grave long after everyone else had left. She whispered through tears that she loved him and would continue loving him for the rest of her life, believing those words were her final goodbye. She had no idea that at almost the exact same moment, Daniel opened his eyes in a hospital room for the very first time, unaware that the world had already buried him.
But you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong. It was small, turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, and love will never get lost. Love never anywhere. And when brother was to the line, never be like the never did not up when the line had to be done in the line. This remember nothing that I'm on. Not talking about the on, but everything I want to do. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go. That never loved you dream. Will always lead you. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see